Hello, my friends, and welcome to Design Space. And when you first open it, it just really looks weird and scary, and you don't know where to start. A lot of this is kind of promotional over here on the Discover tab. Inspiration brings you to projects that Cricut has designed and shared with you. My stuff is things that you have designed and saved. Get Started is a little tutorial from Cricut, gives you some projects to help you, but I will tell you as a paper crafter, there's not a lot about people that want to just cut paper and scrapbook or make cards. So that's where I come in. Cricut Access is the subscription that you can join, you don't have to, that gives you access to lots of different designs, images from Cricut, fonts as well. So just keep it in mind. You don't need it. It sometimes comes free when you purchase a new machine, but let's just figure out what we're doing here before we spend any money on subscriptions, okay? All right. So first things first, you're going to make sure that you have logged into your Cricut account. Now, the account is the one that if you've had a Cricut before, it's where your old machines were registered. It might be where your cartridges were registered. So you want to log in with the same email and password you've used forever. If you don't remember it, if it's been a while and it's really a struggle for you, I suggest that you take a minute and set up the system with Cricut. Give them a call. I know that sounds daunting, but you don't want to waste if you own a lot of other things. If this is your first time here, don't you worry about it. And you don't need to worry about calling them or anything. You just set up a new account. All right, so there's that. We are going to go to New Project. Again, if you have any questions as you're going through this, drop me a note. Say, tell me about this, because I may not know every question that you have in your head right now, but I'm so happy to help you. If I don't know the answer, I will help you figure it out. So we just came to New Project, and this doesn't look any less scary than the other one did. But let's just kind of take a peek around and figure out what's here. First of all, up here is where you choose which Cricut you're going to use. I happen to own two currently. I have the Cricut Joy or my Cricut Maker. Figure out which one you're going to use. I'm going to work with the Maker right now because that's probably what most of you have. There's also an app for your phone or your tablet. It looks totally different, so we're not going to worry about that today. The good news about understanding Design Space is once you get it, you can use any Cricut. You can cut your designs with all kinds of Cricuts. Any of these options here will work with Design Space. Okay? All right, so I have a Maker, not a 3, a traditional Maker. Just so that we kind of take a look around. My stuff, again, those are projects that I've created and saved over the years. You may not have anything there if you've never used this before. Notice there's nothing showing here. It's just a blank space. I can come up here and click in this little tiny corner, that little square, click on it. Now this looks like the mat that you're actually going to load into your Cricut. And that's what it's supposed to look like. Only the mat is outside and real. This is a virtual mat in here to help you design. Remember, Cricut is what you see is what you get. Let's just take a quick browse down this menu. We are going to get into this in much more depth, but I want you to kind of take a peek at what's going on here. New is a new project. It's just going to wipe this screen clean, but we didn't do anything. I have mine set up to not have those squares. I find them they add a little confusion to what I'm doing. But if you like to know the size of things by using the squares, that's how you do it. If you want to know really teeny tiny, you can do that. I don't like those at all. So I keep mine blank, and that's how I have mine set up. Templates. Those are things to help with sizing in the screen. I don't generally use it for paper crafting, to be honest. I like to think of them as wallpaper that goes behind that blank canvas that you're working on. You can sort over here. Cricut does not call it scrapbooking or paper crafting. Photo memories is what they call it. So since we're going to deal with scrapbooking and paper crafting in this class, we're going to click on photo memories, and you can see it has some ideas. Let's click on scrapbook layouts so that you know what it's talking about. Templates are for reference only and will not be saved with your project, and all it gives you is a 12 by 12 single page. But look up here. I could choose a double page. Two 12 by 12s, which is kind of nice. It gives me a size, but I find it's also a little confusing because it doesn't go with me to the mat. It doesn't do anything. It's just kind of a background. Personally, I would prefer to have none. So again, I work with a blank screen. That's me. Projects. Again, those are your projects. Same as up here. Often you will find there's more than one way to find something within Design Space. Shapes. This is really cool. This is basic shapes. Now, these are free. See? All free. And you wonder, what is that line? That line can be used to score, to tell your machine to score. We'll get to that. If you have the Access subscription, then you also have all these other shapes, which are cool. Good to know. If you don't have Access, but you want to use it, you can use it, you can't cut it. So for example, if I click on this heart, it's going to add it to my screen. But when I go to cut it out, it's going to tell me that I can't. Ignore this for a minute. When I go to make it, to cut it out, wants to connect to my maker. Oh, the hard part is I do have a subscription, so that's why I can't show you what's really going to happen. Sorry, disregard what I just said. If you don't have Access, what's going to happen when you go to cut it out? It's going to tell you you can't cut this. So I'm going to select it. I'm just going to click on it, and I'm going to delete it. I'm going to hit delete on my computer, or I'm going to hit this trash, and it deletes it. Okay? No harm, no foul. That's what the shapes do. I do have Access, so that's why it's a little confusing. It thinks that you do too. I'm showing you things that are available with Access. I'm telling you, it's a good deal if you're going to Cricut. I suggest to some people that if you, for example, know that you're going to be crafting for the summer, then you can do it month at a time. Then just subscribe for a month. And if you find that you don't really use it, then say no thanks, don't renew it. It's not that expensive. It's a better deal if you do it for the year, but if you're not going to use it, then it's not a good deal at all. So that's what Access is. Images is where it really does come into play. Cricut Images are what in the old days used to come on cartridges, but now there's just a whole library of images, and you can search for anything you want. If you don't know what you want, just browse all images for a minute. Here's some filters that help you, that you can see. Cricut has sorted them into different things. If it's a licensed agreement, you still might pay for that even if you have Access. So let's look at all images for a second. Cricut usually pops an ad in here for you. If you shop at Cricut.com, you get 40% off on iron-on right now. It changes all the time. But let's just take a peek around here. These are Cricut Images, and there is a lot of detail. We're going to come back and do this in detail, but I want you to see what it is. This is text. This particular video is just an overview of what's going on. This is adding text to your project. For us, it could be journaling, it could be making a title, it could be adding an embellishment. Phrases, that's a sorting from Cricut of Cricut images that are already in a phrase, and they're really cool. Again, they can be sorted. This is a hard word for me. Editable. Editable images. These are images that you can change what it says. So for example, this baby image here, baby footprints with heart, you can change the name of the baby and put in whatever you want. Same on the cat. Anything in blue you can change. So that's kind of cool. You can make these images your very own, and they'll look just like that, but they'll have your names or your words or your vacation titles, whatever you want. That's what that is. Upload, this is when you're getting fancy, and you're going to upload an image. You're going to upload an SVG, which is a cutting image. You can add photos. It's endless, lots to do. Monogram, these are some monograms that you can do. They work good on t-shirts and tumblers and vinyl and all of that, but in paper crafting, they actually do look pretty cool on a layout or the front of a card. It is an access feature, so if you don't have access, you might be able to see it, but again, you won't be able to cut it. Just teasing you. That's what's over there. That's what that category is. Over here are the layers. As you add things to this mat that we're working on, to the canvas, they'll show up over here and we can do things to them. When you say make, it sends it to the cutting screen, which sends it to your Cricut. So that's kind of an overview of what's here. One of the things that you want to remember, probably the most important thing I can tell you, is save as you go. So let's come back here to shapes for a minute. I'm going to do something super simple. We're just going to do a star and a stop sign and a heart. Okay, notice they're kind of gray, but that's how they come in. And I have to go do something and I'm going to leave. I don't want to promise that this is still going to be here. No, seriously, this isn't that big a deal. We could do it again, but I'm going to save it so that I know where it is. And I'm going to save it as shapes. To practice with. And I'm going to say save. Now, when I come back, let's say that I say new, my project's gone. If I had not saved it, it was gone forever. But since I saved it, now I can go up to my stuff, and there is my shapes to practice with. I click on that, and it brings it back to, I say customize because I'm still working on it, and it brings it right back to my screen where I was. We will go over that again and again, but I just wanted you to get an overview of what's going on. Design Space is wicked cool. There is a lot to do here. There's a lot to remember, and we're going to go step by step through all the different sections of Design Space. So go back and practice, watch this again, make sure you can log in, make sure you look at access and decide if you think it's for you. I suggest that you kind of hold off a little bit because you can still work with things and the basic ideas unless you got the free one. If you got a free 2 weeks or something with your new machine, then let's get going so you get to try it out. I will see you soon. Remember, any questions, please ask. Talk to you soon. Bye.